The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, right now, you see where we at. We patrol on the streets of North Miami. You know, always good to be home in South Florida. Sunshine, palm trees, beautiful weather. You can't ask for nothing more than that. Now, listen. I wanted to talk about my main man, Demetrius Boo Andrade, because I was there. I had a chance to be one of the very, very few at the fight against Liam Williams. I had a great time. Me and my dad had a great time. And look, after the fight, I knew, considering the performance, considering that Liam Williams gave a good account of himself, considering that Liam Williams won some rounds, actually hurt Demetrius Andrade. You know, I knew for a fact people were not going to be satisfied with Demetrius Andrade's performance, no matter what, because it seems like this guy can do no right in the eyes of most of the boxing community. You know, when in 2013, when he fought Brian Rose, who was British champion and whatnot, you know, Brian Rose, he put on one of the best performances you ever see against Brian Rose. I've heard people call that fight boring. I've heard people call his fights against Willie Nelson boring. He stopped Willie Nelson. They criticize the Luke Keeler fight. He gets about a knockdown every single fight, and he's the only fighter I've ever seen in boxing be criticized for getting a knockdown. Just because he doesn't stop the guy. He dominates, he wins rounds, he knocks people down, he outclasses them, and he gets almost no credit for it universally when we talk about the boxing community, the media, and everybody. He's one of the best fighters in the world. He's one of the best middleweights in the world. He was one of the best 154 pounders in the world. And if I'm the only person or only channel on YouTube that's saying this, then so be it, because it's the truth. Demetrius Andrade is one of the best fighters in the world. And you know, I'm happy that the Liam Williams fight played out the way it did, because, you know, and maybe I'm just wishing upon a star, you know, like that song says. You guys know that song? I'm wishing on a star. Maybe that's what I'm doing. I'm wishing upon a star. And, you know, maybe this will never happen. Guys don't want to fight him because he's too high risk, low reward. But I'm gonna choose to be optimistic and think that you know, guys like Charlo and Canelo, there's still a bit of masculinity left in these guys, and that they'll fight one of the best available opponents out there for them, and that's Demetrius Andrade. Now, Demetrius Andrade was vulnerable against Liam Williams. I was there. I wasn't that far from the ring. I saw a couple of times when Liam Williams hit him, I saw them legs buckle, okay? I saw him get taken to some deep, dark, uncomfortable places for very brief moments in that fight. And Liam Williams, going into that fight, was not known as an elite middleweight. He wasn't. He was not creme de la creme. He was a guy that Demetrius Andrade was supposed to blow out. And on the scorecards, he did blow him out. But in the court of public opinion, he didn't blow him out, because Liam Williams remained dangerous for 12 rounds, and Boo Andrade could not put him away and show his level, show that extra bit of quality. But in most cases where I would criticize a fighter for that, the problem with Boo Andrade is he does that most of the time. He always shows his extra bit of quality. He always wins 12-0. He always stops guys. He always shows a good blend of boxing skills and power. So this is one of the rare cases where it works out for him, because maybe, just maybe, and I'm wishing upon a star, maybe Triple G will stop waiting for a Canelo Alvarez stimulus check, a Canelo Alvarez, you know, welfare check, and he'll get up off of his ass and he'll fight Demetrius Andrade. Because truthfully speaking, if Triple G isn't trying to fight Demetrius Andrade, then he has no business being in boxing, because he's at 160, Canelo's at 68. Canelo's got about 2 or 3 or 4 options above Golovkin right now. Golovkin hasn't done anything since the Canelo fight to create any sort of demand for a third Canelo fight. All he's done since the third Canelo fight is get his ass beat by Sergey Derevyanchenko and get a gift decision, and fight a boxing and fitness trainer in Steve Rolls. That's all he's done. That's all he's done since he lost to Canelo in the rematch. You know what I'm saying? And it's really tragic to see from Triple G, because he really is a fantastic fighter. He really is one of the best talents this sport has to offer. But, you know, at what point in time do you just, like, be real with yourself and say, hey, it's time to hang it up? I mean, come on, man. Unification. I remember when he was chasing Canelo, all he would talk about was unification. I want to be undisputed at 160. Has that ambition gone? Has that ambition just, like, left? Because if he's not willing to fight Demetrius Andrade next, then hang it up, because there is no more viable option for him at 160 than Demetrius Andrade. I know there's been talk of Murata, but listen, Murata? Come on, man. Murata? The guy that lost to Rob Brandt? Come on, man. We don't want to see that. Test yourself against someone that's undefeated, that's an elite fighter, that's A-level just like you are, and give the fans a great fight. You know, I think right now Triple G needs Boo Boo Andrade. Boo Boo Andrade definitely needs Triple G. Why not make it happen? The winner of that fight can position themselves, can throw their name in the hat, if you will, for a potential Canelo Alvarez fight, because then they'll have a big name, a credible name on their resume. But you know, I'm just saying this. I've come to the realization that there's nothing this guy can do, because when he was knocking out Willie Nelson and Brian Rose, and when he dominates Suleski and all these guys that have given your favorite fighters or guys that you people hype up, when he beats them easily, you guys say they're bums. But when they fight Daniel Jacobs, they go life and death with Sulecki. When they fight Willie Nelson, Tony Harrison fights Willie Nelson, he gets knocked out by Willie Nelson. When Jack Kulke beat Dennis Hogan, and Dennis Hogan beat, he really beat Munguia, y'all say Jack Kulke's a bum. So listen, I'm not gonna get into semantics of resumes, because to be truthfully honest, most of y'all don't do your homework. Most of you guys don't know anything about boxing. Most of you guys just go off of what Chris Mannix tells you and Sergio Mora tells you, and that's bad advice. You should never ever in your life take Chris Mannix's word for anything when it comes to boxing, because Chris Mannix doesn't know his hand from his ass most of the time when he's talking about boxing on DAZN. Now, on his podcast, he does all right. I actually quite enjoy his podcast, but when he throws that little three-piece suit on and becomes Chris the Company Man doesn't know his hand from his ass when it comes to boxing. So Demetrius Andrade, you could say he's boring, you could say he sucks, you could say he hasn't fought nobody, but the reality is this: there's a lot of fighters in boxing who get titles and they don't fight the mandatories, they don't fight the #1 contenders, they don't go through those channels of making those fights happen. They actually avoid the mandatories. They don't fight the #1 contenders. They don't fight the #2 contenders. But you know who does? Do you know who's consistently did that his whole entire career? Fighting his mandatories, fighting the #1 contender, fighting the #2 contender, if they're willing to get in the ring? Demetrius Andrade. So before you flap your gums about he hasn't fought nobody, he's doing what Canelo never does. He's actually honoring the belt. He's actually honoring the belts that he holds, or the belt that he holds, Canelo Alvarez, he vacates titles, he creates weight classes. I mean, I don't want to get into him, but all I'm saying is this: he can't please everybody, and we know Canelo Alvarez is, I've said enough about him. We know what he's about. It ain't about being the best. It ain't about proving that he's worth a damn. So to hell with him. Let's focus on 160. I'm now putting pressure on Triple G. Triple G, you said you want big drama show, you said you want unification, or at least that's what you used to say back when you were trying to be great. Let's keep that same energy in 2021, and let's fight Demetrius Andrade. I'm gonna leave it at that. You guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.